Okay, I'm gonna give you five musicians where their worst song is played on the radio. So, five music artists that their absolute worst song is the one that's played the most on the radio. All right, so we'll finish off this TWA2K with a nice little list. Here are the five musicians that have their worst song as a radio hit. Radiohead with Creep. Now, you can go through Radiohead's catalog, and I'm sure you will come to the same conclusion. And now, right now, for instance, I have an MP3 player. I have like 75 Radiohead songs on there. Creep is not one of them. There's so much good shit by them. Like yeah, fuck. I'm not even gonna bother naming like the 25 amazing Radiohead songs. Just Creep is their worst song, and it is played the most on the radio. I don't know. The number two of this list. There's no particular order, by the way. Bruce Springsteen. They always play Dancing in the Dark by fucking Bruce Springsteen. What other song have you heard the radio play by Bruce Springsteen that's not Dancing in the Dark? They don't play Jungle Land. They don't play Born in the USA. They don't play 10th Avenue Freeze Out. They don't play Rosalita. Like, come on, man. Like, they play, like, it is like maybe you want to parse out some of his like okay like really crappy, but I'm talking about like of his like notable hits. You're gonna say, oh yeah, Dancing in the Dark. Are you fucking kidding me? That Spirited in the Night. What about that? Fuck, man. Like what? Like what? Like why do you play this song? It is his by far shittiest. Even if you don't want to say it's his shittiest song, it's by far his worst hit single. Don't understand it. Another one. So number three, in no particular order, Portugal the Man. They play Feel It Still all the time. Now, I am a huge Portugal the Man fan. In fact, I was talking about recently having seen one of their like online concerts when we were in the thick of the demic, and really enjoying it. But Portugal the Man, Feel It Still, is by far one of their worst songs, and it's catchy and it's good and it's like. But it's not like it's not Great Portugal the Man. Now, Great Portugal the Man is like Sleep Forever. Great Portugal the Man is So American. Great Portugal the Man is Purple, Yellow, Red, and Blue. Great Portugal the Man is number one. Great Portugal the Man is AKA M80 the Wolf. None of which you hear on the radio. You only keep hearing this shitty. I don't even want to call it shitty because it's still a good song. It's not a bad song, and it's a fun song, and it's but it's their worst song. It's like of their hits. It's one of their worst hits. Next one, number 4, 9 Inch Nails. They only play Head Like a Hole, which is a extreme disservice to the amount of incredible 9 Inch Nails songs there are, which if you go through the catalog, it's vast, and like there's argument over which one of their albums is the best. Now, I am one of the few people that think Year Zero is absolutely incredible 9 Inch Nails. That Year Zero is front to back my favorite album by the 9 Inch Nails, and you don't hear a lot of people say this. You'll hear Pretty Hate Machine. You'll hear Downward Spiral. You hear some people say The Fragile. By far, I love Year Zero, and I think it's not one of those things where I think like you're crazy for having a take either way, but I think Year Zero is just such such authentic Nine Inch Nails at its core. The Great Destroyer, Capital G, Hyperpower, Me I'm Not, and it's so so electronic and so hard and so and not that Head Like a Hole is a fucking bad song. Like, it's a great song, but man, it's such a disservice to Nine Inch Nails. And of these five that I'm listing, the Head Like a Hole song is like the least worst song of these of this bunch, but it's just an extreme disservice to Nine Inch Nails. Like, they have 50 good songs. All these artists that I'm talking about have at least 50 high quality songs, and you only hear one on the radio because it's the most radio friendly. So they don't play, like what we were talking about before, Bruce Springsteen. Like, they don't play Jungle Land on the radio because it's like a 7-minute long song. Well, 7-minute long songs also happen to be great songs. You can't. How can you make a great song if you're 3 minutes and 5 seconds? Chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, done. Like, you can't, music and art is about breaking conventions and breaking structures. It's not about falling into them, and that's why you don't hear any great music on the radio. And the fifth musician who has the radio has done a incredible disservice to them by only playing select one song is Nirvana and Smells Like Teen Spirit. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, they play Lithium. It's like, well, I know. But there's a couple other songs they play by Nirvana, like Man Who Sold the World. But I just think it's a huge disservice to Nirvana if you go through their entire catalog and you don't think anything else is great besides those two songs, or worthy of being played a lot besides those two songs. Like, Incesticide is my favorite album by Nirvana, and that album front to back is fucking incredible, and it's so authentic and so Nirvana. It's the Hairspray Queen, Mexican seafood. And these are all and I know why it's done, and that the radio has to have its radio friendly songs, but hey, that's why the radio fucking sucks, and that's why, and just another reason why you shouldn't listen to the radio, and why if you listen to the radio or like a particular radio station over another, that I really question your music intelligence. It just shows that you're not deep diving, and you don't really like the artists that you say you like. You just like them, like their surface, or like the surface stuff, and like the stuff they give to you on the commercials. Like, when I was a DJ and playing all these all these lesser known singles from artists, people's minds are blown. It's like, whoa, man, this sounds really great. It's like, yeah, man. It's when you find someone that has a good couple songs, you go through it. You go through it, and don't call me a stan for that, because you would be incorrectly using that word. But I'm just a fan of people that make great music, and if you're good, I am probably not a fan of you if your best songs are your hits. If you have a lot of other good to great songs that aren't your hits, if your best songs are not your radio friendly hits, I am probably a fan of your work. So that's it. I gotta get to watching my football game. Go UNC -5.5. I hope you guys have a good month of September, and that, everybody, was the World According to Kyle podcast. Take care, y'all.